Hey there, my name is Brandon Catlett, and today I'm going to be speaking with you guys about hacker groups. Before we get into it, I was just going to explain real quickly what a hacker group is. Essentially, it's a collection of people um, using cyber tools at their disposal to accomplish tasks, whether they're legal or illegal tasks. Um, that's basically what a hacker group is. And they go about getting their tasks done in ways that normal people would never think of. All right, so let's get right into it. So we're only going to be talking about a handful of them here, and I'm highlighting four specific groups. Um, Two of these groups I would call white hat hackers. Uh, Basically, what white hat hacker group would be is their main goal is to set out to do good. They're either out there to take down things that they think are evil, and just because they think they're evil doesn't mean that their cause is just. And sometimes there's some pretty morally gray areas. But I consider the first two to be white hat, and if you have a different opinion, that's fine. That's I don't think it's really set in stone either way. And then the last two, I describe them as black hat. Now, a black hat hacker group, their intentions are typically not to help, but to disrupt organizations or destroy destroy communications, just things of that nature. They're out there to spread their ideas to people, or force their ideas on people, and to do it in an illegal way. So what I'll be discussing about each group is how they're formed, what their main purpose is, and what some of their known methods are for accomplishing the tasks that they set out to do. So the first group I'll be talking about, which is a group I think is really cool, their name is Anonymous. They might be the most famous hacker group out there at the moment. According to them, they fight against oppression in all forms. They actually originated from 4chan. 4chan is a kind of a controversial image website. I wouldn't suggest going there. There's a lot of crazy stuff there. Their slogan is actually, "Knowledge is free. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us." Sounds really sinister, but they're kind of just trying to be basically a Batman of the cyber world. They want to take these entities, large entities that seem untouchable by you and me, and through their combined efforts, they're able to bring them to their knees. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes maybe they're overstepping a little bit, but that's kind of an ethics question that's not really for this topic. Let's see. They're mostly known for their DDoS attacks. DDoS attacks, I'll be talking about them a lot throughout this presentation. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service Attack. The basic idea behind a DDoS attack is you're flooding a server with communications, with the main goal of shutting that server down. And for some companies, like let's say a credit card company, if you were to do that to them, they could lose millions of dollars. They could lose tons of money for their servers being shut down. So it's a very powerful attack, and it's very easy to do. I mean, relatively easy. And it's very hard to defend against because servers can't just stop accepting communications, on a whim. So it's a very effective attack, and of course they implement them. Let's see a specific example of an attack by Anonymous would be Operation Avenge Assange. It was launched against PayPal, Visa, and MasterCard. They were using a tool called a low orbit ion cannon, which is just a fancy word for a program that allowed anybody to assist them with DDoSing PayPal, Visa, and MasterCard. And of course, that brought them down, lost them millions of dollars. They've also been known to go after individuals involved with terrorism, child pornography, and even drug cartels. The next group I'll be talking about is the Chaos Computer Club. Now they sound pretty evil, but just like Anonymous, they sound pretty sinister. But really, their goals are pretty benevolent. They were formed in the early '80s in Germany as just a regular computer club. But as they kept getting together, they started realizing how much power they had as the world started moving to this information technology world. Now, Chaos Computer Club is mostly known for its work in exposing security risks, and it's actually been very valuable to a lot of companies. One of the main things, probably what put them on the map, was in late '80s. The CCC stole 134,000 Deutsche Marks from a bank in Hamburg. I don't know exactly what that translates to in American dollars, but I would assume it's quite a bit. They did it by exploiting a German telebanking service. And after they did that, they stole the money, but then the very next day, they gave it right back to them and told them exactly how they did it. So these guys, they're not in it for the money. They're in it, to really help people, and I think that's cool. Let's see. The CCC is also known for breaking the COMP128 encryption algorithm used on GSM customer cards. After they did that, they were able to clone cards and basically make infinite money. Of course, they did not utilize this for their own means. They did this just to show that it could be done and to help that company update their security on it. All right. Now that we are done with these quote-unquote white hat hacker groups, we're going to move on to the black hats. Lizard Squad they're definitely black hat. There's no getting around it. I don't even think it's up for discussion very much. They were formed by a mostly younger crowd, and their main goal is to disrupt gaming services. Now, this is not on the scale that these other hacking groups have been on, or the final hacking group will be on. These guys they're pretty famous, and anyone who plays video games on the regular or goes to news gaming sites will have heard about Lizard Squad. Lizard Squad, they've been known for DDoSing several major gaming companies, such as Riot Games, Bungie, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and the list goes on. Now, I would say the one good thing they've done, and it might be questionable whether or not you think it's good, is they took the North Korean government, they took their internet down for an entire day. I'm not sure how much damage that caused them, probably not very much. But it's cool to see them getting picked on a little bit because North Korea are such bullies. Let's see. The Lizard Squad, they're also known for calling bomb threats. They've done that a couple times, and they're also known for swatting. Now, if you don't know what swatting is, it's essentially where you're reporting an act of crime on somebody. Like say terrorism. It would be, an example would be, I'm on a secure VPN and I call in to the San Diego Police Department and say, hey, this person is he's making a bomb and he said he's gonna set it off in the middle of the town square. And of course, whether the San Diego police believe it's a threat, or a real threat or not, they have to respond to it the same way. So if you're playing against someone online, all you need to do is get their IP address, and then you can call in a SWAT team to go have this person, basically strung up and had guns pointed at them. It's pretty scary, but it got really popular there for a while, and it seems to be calming down, which is good. Finally, we'll be moving on to the Syrian Electronic Army. Now, this group was formed early 2000 in support of President Bashar al-Assad's Syrian regime. It was formed almost entirely of university students claiming to have connections with the Lebanon-based Islamist group Hezbollah. So it's a bit of a terrorist-ish oriented hacker group. Their main goal is to spread anti-Western propaganda and disrupt Western news organizations such as the BBC, New York Times, Washington Post, websites like that. Some of their attacks include they're using malware, DDoS attacks, defacement, spamming, phishing. They're not limited to attacks, however. They also like to pull pranks. There was one prank where they hacked a Twitter account of the BBC, and they wrote, "Saudi weather station down due to head-on collision with camel." I don't really get the joke, but apparently it was funny to them. The Syrian Electronic Army has also declared active cyber war with Anonymous. I would say Anonymous started the war, because Anonymous is going to go after any group that is that they feel is mostly evil. And both groups, of course, have vowed to stop each other's activities. In conclusion, the hacker groups I talked about today are really just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many hacker groups out there, and they range from really good, the white hat hacker groups like I talked about, all the way down to some pretty rotten ones, black hat groups, that are really just out there to, either steal or, just out there for themselves. Also, it's good to think about these groups as an evolution of what is to come in the future. I believe cyber warfare is going to become more and more prolific in the future. And it's going to become more and more part of, it already is a huge part of the way countries attack each other. I'd like to thank you for paying attention. If you have any questions about these particular groups or anything that has to do with the topic, please leave your question down, or you can email me at bcatlet1@cub. Thank you very much.